You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Yes, indeed, you're welcome this time to the Bottom Line Liberia, live from the city of Manchester. Jamal Kamar is my name. Tonight, with my colleague who will be taking the driver's seat is Linfor Egon Goe from all the way in Norway. And we'll be bringing you a special guest tonight. So don't go away. We'll play a nice song for the Caribbean. From there, we'll bring a special guest. Lina will take us through. Colleagues, other co-hosts will be joining us. Sit tight, buckle up, take you a nice and very interesting discussion tonight about businesses, how to get involved in business in the Caribbean. The lady who's responsible for all these will be with us tonight to talk to you about it. Very equipped, well informed. So be with us, share the show. We'll be with you in a minute.
Oh nana, oh nana, oh nana, oh nana, oh nana, na 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 na. Oh nana, oh nana, oh nana. My girl bougie, but she's so nice. Love how she no fussy, she's just living her life. She tell me that she wants to go to country tonight. She wants to see where I'm from, she wants to go for a ride. The next day we go a El Sha, go link screechy. We had a food and then we sit down and I easy till she hear the music and fling her shoulder to how she go and who that thinks that she a raver. Oh, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Oh, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. From me get your baby, make me race and like the number 10. You raise the bar so I right now make you see none of them. With you my future bright, so now I can't look back again. Some of them are 5 and 6, but girl you a 10 out of 10. You're real, I'ma love it, yeah, you no pretend. You are set the trend, baby, you are a gem. The love of me I said, I hope that you can comprehend. In a deal with only fans, because me I your only man. Let's go to Ochi, oh what a vibe. Tons River Falls will be somewhere you would like. Then we go to Senti, Treasure Beach, Chota Pelican Bar, you know the boat have you reach. Then we go to Negril, then to Mobay, yeah. Go to Portland for a couple days. Kingston City, live for the party. It's a Wednesday, so ready, ready. When you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Boy, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Girl on your flex, so me really like you. You stay so right true. There's no one like you. You're all that I need. You're all that and more. I know you can see. Me really like you. Yeah. Oh nana, oh nana, oh nana, oh nana, oh nana, na 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 na. Oh, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. We are gonna touch a party. Oh, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are gonna touch a party.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
And yes, indeed, you're welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. And it's our pleasure tonight to say welcome to this platform where we discuss the issues that relate to humanity. It could be interest, human interest, politics, uh, technology, or whatever. And tonight, we're going to be looking into human interest as we have a very, very important guest on the program tonight. And that guest is engaged in a lot of work that could help or that can help humanity. And she'll be sharing with us some of what she's doing and what are the plans in the future.
Mhm.
So tonight I have with me my colleagues, Jima Kamara, Paul the Lord, Churupe, and myself. And we expect that our other colleagues will be joining us if they have the time. And together we will be having a very, very fruitful, what I consider fruitful discussions with our guests tonight. But guys, let me take a quick 1 minute round to each of you, and you tell us how you're faring today on this beautiful Friday evening, the weekend beginning. So let's start with Paul. Paul just usher in. So I have been here. So Paul, you just coming in. How you faring? How you doing, brother?
Good evening, gentlemen. Paul the Lord Chilope is doing extremely well. I think for some reason my voice is getting under the weather, but I don't know why because of the rain lately. So yes, I've been good. It's good to be among the living, and I'm happy to be in paradise. How you guys doing?
Well, I am good. And Jima, how you doing?
Yeah,
From there
well,
in Manchester.
yeah, great. I'm doing well. Linfo, I just want to talk a little 1 minute of the person that's coming on this show tonight as a guest. She
Mhm.
was part of a program that just she had a record-breaking deal. The program she was part of for 2 days, 28, 29 of July in the Caribbean, in Grenada, St. George's in Grenada. It was about at that forum, they had $290 million deal signed in 1 day, covering infrastructure, tourism, educational upgrade, notable agreement, including 100 million facility for national roads in Bahamas, 61.25 million, 61.2.5 million for Hilton project in Barbados, and 50 million climate linked educational projects. So this is going to be a very interesting program that we're going to talk about. For the person who bringing on very well informed, being all the way around, I think we should be part of this and want to learn a lot from what you're going to share with us tonight. And also, I'm great actually from Manchester. Nice weather. We say thank God we're doing well.
Great. And I think you talk about weather. I think people don't want the summer to go. So, this is the third day running in Norway with rain. And I was on a podcast today, my podcast, and I said, it seems as though the summer is going. We are coming into the fall, and everybody came on my podcast. No, 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 we are staying in summer. But normally when August is coming, uh, we in fact, or 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, August we had one of the biggest flood in Norway, and
Mm.
so people are still paranoid when it started raining for 2 days now, and today being the third day, everybody was like, "Are we going to have another flood?" They kind of flash flood, because on top of every mountain sits some little water, and then when it rains, when that water get full, way to the top of that mountain, coming down, and then all of a sudden we get one day, 2 day flood, and it's finished. But guys, we are happy to be here tonight. Like we said, we're going to have our guest, and this guest is a very interesting character. So Jima, I will ask that you bring on a guest, and then when the guest comes, we're going to ask her to introduce herself, and then we'll let her go into a little bit of what she's doing, and from there we can get the ball rolling. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll ask Jima to bring on our guest. Okay, our guest, her name is Madam Lena Thomas Marshall. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely correct, Lena Marshall.
Great. Now, I want to say welcome to you. And this is probably you are familiar with some folks like Jima on this show, but this is the first time I'm seeing you. And I'm very happy and I have the pleasure to welcome you. So I will start by saying you are welcome. This platform, we are very respectful here and guest friendly. it doesn't mean that we don't ask the tough questions when need arises, but we're very much respectful and cognizant of the importance of our guests, and so we try as much as possible to respect our guests. So you are welcome. We can ask a question. If you feel that you can answer it, you answer. If you feel it's not possible, you just say, well, I reserve my answer to that, and then we can move on. So, Paul, you want to welcome Madam Marshall here tonight? Paul? Okay.
Paul must have some issue with a connection anyway.
Yeah, okay. I think Paul has some
we also be reminded that she has only 1 hour with us, so we need to.
Yeah. So Chima, can you take quickly, and then when Paul settles, you can join us. So you can ask if you have any
no
ask or whatever.
No, not exactly. I think I want you to start the ball rolling so we can go on, and I have just some quick questions about, but that will be later on after you give a question.
Okay, Madam Marshall, let me say welcome once again. Please tell us exactly who is Madam Marshall, where is she, what she does. It's a jam-packed question because then you got limited time with us. We know the question sometimes to you. So if you have pen and paper, you can be marking it. So the first question is, who is supposed to be Madam Marshall that we are looking at, and what is she involved with presently or in the past?
Okay, right. Thank you, Linford. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Paul, for having me on your platform this evening. I'm sure it's nighttime and your time is only after 3 o'clock my time here in Grenada. So first, let me just appreciate you guys and say thank you very much for having me on. Yes, I am Lena Marshall. And let me just give you a bit of a background in terms of knowing what my connection is with Liberia. I was born in Dublin, Ireland. My mom is from Togo/Liberia. Her mom is actually was Liberian. And my dad is from the Caribbean. So that's the Caribbean side there, from, to be specific, here in Grenada. So I'm definitely Afro-Caribbean, as you put that term, right? I've lived many years in Liberia. I went to I guess you can say primary school as we have it here, St. Teresa's Convent. I attended St. Teresa's Convent, and then after I moved to the Caribbean, attended high school here. I went to the St. Joseph's Convent in Grenville. Loved the convent for some reason. And then, and then travel around, and then of course ended up in the UK, and now, we're here. I run a company consultancy firm, Afro-Caribbean Connection Consultancy Firm. It is based, registered actually in the UK as well as here in Grenada. And basically what we're trying to do is to bridge the gap between the Caribbean and Africa. I think it's about time that happens with everything else that's going on. And so it's important that we try to bridge that gap. And that's one of the main reasons I'm here in the Caribbean this summer, to be part of the African Investment Forum that's taking place, or that has taken place on the island. But of course, we're going to speak more about that as we go along.
Okay, let me just find out how often is this convention about the African or Afro-Caribbean trade and investment climate, or whatever it is, or how often? Is it yearly? Is it quarterly? Is it how often?
Yeah, it's annually. So this is the fourth one. The last one was held in the Bahamas. I think the very first one was actually held in Barbados, and now Grenada. So the next one, I'm not sure, I think it might be in Antigua. So every year they have this conference where we bring in Africans from the continent, come into the Caribbean, and then we have different panel discussions, meetings, signings of agreements that takes place during this time. Okay. And I must add to that,
this is the fourth one. This is the fourth one, according to you. So, and all four have been held in the Caribbean.
It has, yes. And I just want to add, because it's quite important to understand that it is being sponsored by the Afro-Exim Bank. They play heavily in regards to what is going on. So they're working with the Caribbean region, working with the government, corporate organizations to try to bridge this gap. And that's where other things come in. But of course, I can explain more as we go along.
Okay, and we talk about bridging the gap. So because over every river where there should be a bridge, so it means that you're going to be bridging two different groups. Okay,
Mhm.
another group from there, another group from there. And those groups, in this case, would be the Caribbean, our African brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, and then
Mhm.
those in Africa. So, um, when do you hope to host this program on the continent of Africa? Because most time Africans have this behavior that, oh no, this is only going on in the Caribbean, so probably
Mhm.
will not come here, so we're not interested. Are you having any plans to host it on the continent here?
Yes, there have been one or two that's happened, but I'm involved with one that's actually happening in March. So thank you for asking that question. Then I can try to let you know more about that. So there will be one happening in Abuja, Nigeria, next March, 25th, 26th, and 27th of March. And of course, we in the Caribbean will be going to Abuja. They're going to be putting on a direct flight as they did for the Caribbean, where we had Ethiopian Airlines coming into Grenada for the first time, bringing in delegates. Well, the reverse is going to happen. I'm not sure which airline it's going to be, but I know that there will be a direct flight going in to Abuja for similar. And what they want to do as well is to work with SMEs, where you bring in your products, you bring in your services, and try to display that on the continent of Africa. During the forum here, that happened. We had lots of African designers, African business people. They all came on that flight, or some came in on in a private jet, but they were part of the conference. They came in and they told us what they were doing on the continent. They spoke to Grenadian entrepreneurs as well, see how they can partner in doing different things, and that's where I come in as well. And then I'll let you know more in terms of what I want to do in terms of that African coming into Grenada, what kind of business I'm looking into for that.
Well, as the discussions go on, and when we ask you, and there is something important that you think you can add, you don't
Mhm.
do not wait for that question, that particular question from
Okay.
us. Yeah, just flow it in because it could happen that maybe we too may not think about it.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
Paul,
Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Do you want me to say what it is now?
yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, Linford. No, what it is that of course I'm in the Caribbean every year, probably twice or three times a year, and I'm always in Grenada. We have a home here in Grenada. And there is a huge African community that's now being built in the Caribbean over the years. If you go to Barbados, you come here to Grenada, you have a huge population. You have the Nigerians, you have the Ghanaians, you have South Africans. So you have quite a few here. And in terms of Grenada, why we have such a huge population is because of the university here. We have a American University called St. George's University. It's a medical school. So what we have here, we have a lot of Nigerians, we have Ghanaians who come here as either students or they come as lecturers. And actually, on the flight on Sunday, we actually had like 5 to 6 doctors from Nigeria coming into SDU to lecture for the first time. So every so often they come in. And then, of course, when they come in, they want the African food supplies. Yes, this is the tropics here. Most of the things that are grown on our continent, you can get that here. But certain things you're not able to get, right? So like our palm oil. We don't get palm oil on the island here. And they love the palm oil, they want the palm oil. So right now I'm actually looking for an investor who will want to start shipping the palm oil onto the island here. And you don't only have the St. George's market or the Grenada market for palm oil, you have the rest of the Caribbean. So you have a huge market to work with. I know in Trinidad there is an African restaurant that they will need food supplies, and St. Kitts, I do have customers in St. Kitts as well, Barbados. So that is one thing I'm looking into in terms of investment or investment.
Paul, you hear us now? Are you okay now? Okay.
Let me
You got
try.
any,
Can you
any
guys
question
hear
for
me?
Madam Marsha?
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Okay, good evening, Madam Marsha. It's good to see you again. And the
Definitely.
last time we met was in Manchester. It's good to have you on the bottom line.
Thank you.
I've listened to the question Lynn for eyes, and you taking Caribbean to Africa, especially Nigeria, and you have a Liberian route. When will this go to Liberia?
Well, let's plan it. The trip for Nigeria is actually being planned by a consultancy company in Nigeria. So they were here for the forum. They've seen the potential of what is there, and that they've taken advantage of that by hosting an investment forum in Nigeria and inviting our Caribbean brothers and sisters to attend. So, of course, once Liberia would like to host anything like this, it is possible, then it can be done.
Chima?
Yeah, thank you very much,
Guys, you
Madam Lynn.
guys, I'll be in the background because my internet is playing out, so I'll be at the back.
Okay.
Right, okay, Lena, thank you once again. Welcome. Thanks for honoring our show, our invitation. The quick question I was asking you, you say Afri,
African Bank?
African Bank. Is it a
Mhm.
Caribbean bank or is it a Nigerian bank?
No, it's an African bank. They do a lot of work in Africa, especially working with governments and supplying loans for infrastructure and different projects. They do that. So they're actually African owned.
Yeah, because I understand they put up $3 billion for the CARICOM. That's
Mhm.
the how do you call it, the countries in the islands, this, like
Yeah.
Guyana, Suriname, Jamaica, benefiting
Yeah.
from. I also understand that Barbados national students benefiting 25 million for this project, and
Hmm. Hmm.
and these are the question is like, are they started promoting these things from the start. This is the fourth edition of this forum. Is this bank has been behind this financially throughout?
Yes, yes. With all forums that have been held in the Caribbean, it's been
Mhm.
sponsored by Afrexim Bank.
Okay,
All
and
yes.
oh, okay, my follow-up is like, you were in this just concluded convention forum in just in Georgia's Grenada. What
Hmm.
is the takeaway regarding to the building trade between the Caribbean and Africa? What is the prospect do you see? How big is it?
Excited, Jamal. I'm very, very excited. There were a lot of things. There were a lot of different panel discussion that was held. And of course, we talk about infrastructure, we talk about building schools, we talked about, there were lots of different things that was spoken about. But what I was excited about is that having that direct link between the Caribbean and Africa, right? So there were two things. You cannot take a direct flight from here or any other Caribbean island and fly straight to Africa. You either have to go through the US, Canada, Europe to get to the continent. And can you imagine how expensive that is? So that's one of the key things they're working on in having their own airline coming directly from Abuja to Lagos. The flight came from Lagos to the Caribbean was about 7-8 hours, similar like me flying from the UK here, same time frame. So why can we not do it ourselves? So those are things that we'll be speaking about. Another key thing that they want to work on is the ports, in terms of creating their own port where you control. Because if you know, or if you do know about ports, a lot of the ports are managed by other companies, not African owned. And we need to have our own where the ship will come directly from wherever hub in Africa, if it's Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, wherever, it comes straight here to the Caribbean. You're not going through Holland, you're not going through the States or other places to get to the Caribbean. So I was excited when I heard about their plans in terms of doing that.
Okay. Quick, I'll leave for quick. I understand that while this reading up on this forum just ended. On one day, $290 million deal was signed.
Yes, yes.
Wow. And
Yes.
you got $100 million facility for
Mm-hmm.
national roads in Bahamas.
Yes.
It's a 1.2.5 million for Hilton projects in
Yes.
Barbados. So
Mm-hmm.
who is signing these projects? Who is bringing these things to the Caribbeans?
Again, it's the Afro-Exim Bank. It's through the Afro-Exim Bank this is happening. I know of course, we had lots of different prime ministers here. The prime minister from St. Kitts and Nevis did sign an agreement as well. And there were lots of agreements signed, and it was landmark, and it was exciting to know that we are working directly with Africa, to sign these agreements is owned by us. And that's what I'm excited about. Apart from that, there were other institutions there, not only dealing with government. You had SMEs there as well. They came in with their products and services, so they're able to speak to investors to boost up whatever service they got, to boost up whatever products they've got. But they're dealing directly with the African brothers and sisters, as well as Caribbean brothers and sisters as well. We had an opportunity to see a lot of different companies. We had an opportunity to listen to what they have to offer. Now the conference have ended. It's now time to act on everything that was said during the conference.
Okay. Therefore.
Okay, may I just ask this question? Probably it's not necessary, but for some ego mind, they will let you understand. Is this endeavor as a whole or African Caribbean endeavor, or do we have Caucasians involved, or people from other continents involved, and at what level?
Yeah, you have Caucasians that are Africans. You have Caucasians. In Africa, you have a variety of race on the continent. The
Mhm.
skin color, like you look at Morocco, Egypt, is different to us in West Africa or other Central Africa. So yes, you do have Caucasians. Yes, we also have investors coming in from the UK. It was very, very international, and that's the beauty about it. So yes, we want to deal directly with our African brothers and sisters, but at the end of the day, we're talking business. And when you're in business, you don't discriminate against whoever's going to come in and do business with you, or whoever's going to come in and invest in your project. So it was quite a beautiful, beautiful conference. You had everyone coming in. But yes, we are speaking about the connection between Africa and the Caribbean. That is because that's where we want to, we want to have that connection. But that is not to say that we're not speaking to others outside of our country area. The Europeans are there, the Americans were there. You have people from everywhere in the world at the conference. Well over at least 3,000, I think, attended. It was staggering.
And I was happy when you talk about the port part and the shipping part, because that's my area. So and one thing I know is that trade will always involve ships and
Mm-hmm.
ports, because you cannot put most of the goods, you cannot put them on the plane to carry them. So you will need to ship them. So and I don't know how soon will some of these projects kick out, and kick out soon, because you know early, early planning matters a lot in most cases, especially a case like this one. So
Yeah.
did they attach any timeline to some of those proposals or projects, or deals that they were signing?
Yeah. So in terms of the agreements, of course, that would have been done behind the scenes by the government. And then of course they came in and made the signing done, right? But in
Mm.
terms of time frame, and sorry if you hear in the background it's starting to rain.
No.
And in terms of time frame for the port, we were not
Mm.
given any, but the discussions have been held, the modalities are being worked out. And of course, I know there's a lot of work that they'll have to do, but I'm sure by the next African investment forum that's been held in the Caribbean, I'm sure we'll have an update in terms of where they are. Because there will be a lot of work, to getting that done. It's never been done before. So I expect them to take some time in terms of getting things done.
Okay. I'm taking you back to the past events, forums. If you look at it, it says like past event resulted into 15 MOUs valued at over 4 billion US dollars, demonstrating the growing momentum for African Caribbean economic cooperation.
Yeah.
What would you tell other African countries that you think want to connect with the Caribbean? What are they missing here?
They're missing a lot. I mean, I was so disappointed. I'm sorry to say Liberia wasn't represented. I didn't meet any Liberian apart from myself,
Mhm.
and I expect them to be on panels like that. We have a lot to do in Liberia, and that is an opportunity to come on board at this stage when everything is happening to be part of it. So there is a lot to take from it. There's a lot for us to learn from, not learn from even other African countries that are moving at the moment.
Mm.
So I would probably just say is I will look forward to the next one, and I'm hoping we have a delegation from Liberia that will be part of this, and let us come in and learn from what's going on. It is important to be part of it. It's for the entire continent, not just for one or two countries. So
Okay.
yeah.
But you being a consultant, you're very, very versed with this Caribbean African trade relationship, and
Mhm.
you're doing a lot from Europe to Africa to the islands. You
Yeah.
take us through. Let's look at 2026. What would be like the registration process? Someone who is interested, how would they get through to get involved, and
Mhm.
just take us through the process. How was it look if someone interested? Listen to us right now, want to be part of it 2026.
Yeah, it's quite simple. At the moment, they've not yet announced which island it's going to be held on. So once that is done, the AfriExim usually create a website. You go onto the website, you do your registration, and guys, it's actually free. You don't have to even pay. Okay, yes, you have to pay for your flight to get here, get accommodation, etc. But I mean, the actual conference is free, and the value you get out of it, you pay nothing for it, so to speak. So once the website is on, you just go in and register, put in your details on there. If you're coming from Africa and you would like to join a direct flight, you have an opportunity there to register for that as well and pay for your flight on the website. Jamal, there's a few things coming up even before next year, right? We have another African Investment Forum coming up in Barbados, and that is happening in November. I'm part of the organizing team. It's called Guba Awards, which is held. It's a Ghanaian-based organization, but it's held every year around different countries. But this year, they're going to be hosting that for the first time in Barbados. So that is happening in November 3rd, 4th, or 5th, something like that. Well, of course, if you're interested in attending that, because I'm definitely going to make sure I'm there in Barbados for that, just get in contact with me. I'm working with the organizing team, and then I can give you more information. On the 24th of October, we have another event, but that will be held in London. Again, and this is all being organized. I mean, you have the Ghanaians doing the one in Barbados, you got the Nigerians doing the one in London in October. And then in March of next year, we have the Nigerians again. I'm waiting for us Liberians to put something like that together on an international stage, and I'll be there to help as well.
Okay.
And that drives me to the question, you with the Liberian lineage, not a very far one, very close. It's very close. It's
Yeah.
from mother and yourself.
Yeah.
So close. So, by the way, which part of Liberia your mother came from?
My mom, Maryland County.
Okay.
I think her mom was from White Plains, but a lot of the family was from down like Maryland County side. So a lot of my family members are from that part of Liberia.
So
yeah,
that's really good. And
I'm yet to go there. So I'm back in Liberia in November and then Sterling, because I also run a foundation, Lena Marshall Foundation. I'm doing some work there. I would love to go to Maryland. So anybody wants to take me down there, I'm happy to go there.
I wish I was in Liberia. We're going to take a long drive. I've been to Maryland once, but it was on the ship.
When the weather is the dry weather, we can get down there.
Yeah.
We'll be around this much time to be then.
One of the interesting things about what you do in the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum, I think one of the most important things about it is that they are involving Africans, and because Africans have always been relaxed and waiting for investors to come, like from Europe and other places. But now that the investment is being taken to them instead of them sitting and waiting, how much cooperation do you think the organization is actually getting from Africans that are involved for now?
From what I've seen so far, anyway, from the Caribbean and when they were here, there's a lot of cooperation. But I don't want to say how it works when they're actually on the ground in Africa, what's going on there. I don't know. But I'm hoping my hope. I like to be, optimistic. And I'm hoping that there will be a lot of cooperation. It's educational as well, The Caribbean, the culture is not too far. I mean, like today we're celebrating Emancipation Day, it's a holiday here. Last night I went to an event in the rural areas, and there were a lot of drumming. We had a lot of drumming. The African culture was there today. They're going to be having the different foods. As I said, we have quite a few Africans on the island, so you're going to have the food and everything that's going on. So the culture is not far. After all, they came from Africa, they came here, and they came with a culture. But it is my hope that in terms of us educating each of us, because when you go to Africa, the terrain is quite different. So being here anyway, and I'm hoping there's some form of cooperation. Let's be open to these things. It's about time that we are.
Okay, Linfa, I just want for her to take a few minutes to play the video after African Commission before she leaves. Is that okay? Just a few minutes. If it's just joining us, we have Madam Lena Thomas Marshall with us. You're a guest tonight from live from St. George's in Grenada, West Indies, telling us about the just ended Africa Caribbean Trade and Investment 2024 Forum. So we're going to show you a short video, a few minutes, and see what happened in that forum.
Welcome to the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2025.
And we are proud to host Active 2025. We are proud to host. We open our minds and our hearts to the partnership, to the dialogue, and to the conversation about economic prosperity and ultimately the dignity of African people everywhere.
Grenada provides the calm and serene environment required to concentrate our minds on the important issues that confront us today as a people.
Duty is what has brought us here to this city of St. George's. A duty dictated by our rejection of the state of world affairs.
Today we continue to live, or to rather to give life to the vision of a global Africa.
Wow.
Amazing.
Then for 2026, are you ready?
I seem to be ready. I think Madam Marsha will be answering several phone calls.
I should have been with her in Grenada. It coincided with the event in Antwerp. That was the problem. It happened. Yeah, it happened at the time we were in Antwerp for the EFLA 20th anniversary and the Independence Day celebration. So I should have been with her in Grenada and be part of that program. Quite interesting. By the way, quickly, I know before Linford asks you, I know we don't have much time with her anymore, about like 10 to 15 minutes. Quickly, tell us how the whole forum looks like. I know got speeches, they got workshop, the networking. How, if for instance, if I'm interested in Lena is having a business, just take us through how the whole forum looks like, the atmosphere. I know there are speeches. Is that too many always speaking or what? What is it like? Take us through, please.
Sorry, is the noise too loud? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you very well, loud and clear. Go on.
It's raining now. In terms of the format of the forum, of course, you got like speeches, you have panel discussions, and not only business, right? We also have the arts, the creative arts. We have sports. There was actually an NBA player from Cameroon. I forgot his name. He was there as well, and he presented and spoke about his journey. So that was really good to have the sports involved. And there were workshops, side events that were happening as well. And then, of course, stalls. So if you want to talk more about your business, you can bring up, you pay for a stall, basically. And then you can display what you do and talk to other people. I mean, I walked around, there were so many stalls there. And that's one of the ways how I network with other companies. Or even when you go down for lunch, we continually networking. The lunch was actually on the beach, so it was such a relaxing atmosphere to network with people. I've spoken to so many people, and I'm just waiting to go back home now to start implementing our discussions that we had. So lots of opportunities to sell yourself, basically. Lots of opportunities.
I understand in the Caribbean you got some very nice beaches, but let me find out. Some of these deals that were signed, do you think some of them are active now? I mean, some businesses are coming into the Caribbean, or some of them moving out to other places? Because the reason I'm asking this question, people might sometimes think that it's just the framework and you sign all these MOUs and then you go, nothing happening, time elapsing. So are some of them active now?
They are. I think all of the agreements that were signed are active. As I said, that was just the formality of signing it, in the public domain, because of course you have to be transparent in what you're doing. But yes, I've seen things. I've been around the island. I've seen some of the work that's being done here, and on those specific islands, like St. Kitts and I think Antigua, Barbuda, the other islands that work will start going on now. That was just a matter of just putting the money into the bank, basically, to get things done. And here, once you got a project, they work on the project. I mean, the island is beautiful. You gotta come to Grenada.
Yeah, and so I've heard people say this thing. They say, "Good money does not love problem." And good money doesn't love noisy environment. So I think the application of that is that there must be peace and tranquility. There must be justice. The justice system should be very good. That if anybody is cheated, they can have justice working for them.
Yeah.
So how is it in Grenada, especially Grenada, where you from?
Yeah. The business climate is fantastic. Of course, they rely a lot on tourism. So you have a lot of hotels, you have a lot of resorts, you have a lot of wellness centers around, but also agriculture as well. So we do a lot of exporting. Of course, the number one here is the nutmeg, beautiful nutmeg we got here, cinnamon, mace, cloves that you use. So a lot of the spices you find, you may get it from here or you get it from India or Mauritius. So like Grenada, so it's on the top in terms of exporting, even cocoa. They have one of the best types of cocoa. So like the chocolates you even get in, I don't know, Marks and Spencer, as that test, because you might see some of them on the shelf there. Or they tend to take the raw products and produce it out there. But now what's happening on the island, you have to make sure you're producing the product here, package it here. That's what's happening. But the business environment is really, really good. In terms of registering a company, that took me like less than 24 hours to register, get my documents and everything. So the business climate is good. I've never had to go to court yet in terms of having to use the court system, but I've not heard anything negative. May have, but once I experience it and it's a bad one, you'll definitely hear about it. But I've not heard anything like that yet.
Investors are sometimes afraid of, in most countries, and let me limit it to most African countries or to Liberia, where the investor comes, say, common example, and the guy brings $1 million, and to get his deed signed, maybe for it to be approved, somebody wants something on the hand, does that experience exist? Because we talk about African people. Africans are Africans, no matter where they are. So do you think such a thing exists? Now,
I've never experienced that.
People are asking you have the option to answer yes or no, or leave it. Because the reason is people want to really get an understanding. It's okay, no, listen, I don't go invest my money somewhere where people will be asking for a red tape, go through all the bureaucratic red tape. So let me just go to Grenada where I can get my things done straightly, and within 24 hours, my documents are ready to go.
Yeah. What I've experienced in West Africa, specifically Liberia, is completely different to what I experienced in the Caribbean. I've never had to pay one police officer for anything. No one harasses me for anything. So I'm not saying that's what's happening in Liberia, but you decipher, from that. But yes,
I come from Liberia, I know.
the business climate is great. You don't have to do. I mean, even I went to Ghana. I didn't think I experienced that. The Gambia as well. I never experienced that. Certain countries I know in Africa, I've not experienced that in terms of doing business. I'm not to say that, not to say it doesn't happen, but from my experience here for the years I've been in Grenada, I've never once. I mean, the people are so friendly. They're so outgoing. They welcome you on the island and they want you to do business.
Okay, Linford, I just want to, before, I know she got less than 5 minutes with her. Madam Marshall, quick question with regard to my colleague just going around the same question. Like, I want to just go straight to the point with registration. In Liberia, as a foreign investor, a foreign person, your registration fee is quite different from the locals. So, as it look like if Linford and myself want to start a business in Grenada or in St. George's, what would it be like for us?
In terms, and it's quite efficient in terms of information. Just go online. I can even send you a link to it. It's called GIDC. Everything is on there in terms of registration process, the links of where you can get it done, the forms and everything on the website. Of course, yes, if you're coming in as an international investor, yes, the fees will be a bit more than what you would as a local. Anywhere you go, it's the same. But it's not that much. And it also depends on what you want to invest in anyway on the island. But the information is so clear. Everything is on there for you to read. And if you're unsure that some of the things that we offer as a service as well, African Connection Consultancy Agency, we do that for you. If you need to have your business registered, if you need more information, of course, it's a service we're providing. So yes, there's a fee attached to that. But yes, those are the kind of things that we do. But I can say that it's quite easy and simple to do. But we're here to help if you need that kind of help. And not only in Grenada, I mean other islands as well, because sometimes you may want to go to Barbados. I was speaking to a young man, I think it might be on Monday, and he actually flew in from Nigeria wanting to speak to Mia Mottley, who is the Prime Minister of Barbados, because they were looking at opening a pharmaceutical company. They've got one in Nigeria, but they wanted to open a hub here. When I say here, I mean in the Caribbean, in Barbados. They went to Barbados. They love the terrain of Barbados, the ease of the ports to get their goods, the things that they will need for the pharmaceutical factory. Everything is easy for them. So yeah, so it's doing business here. I highly encourage it. And I must say we do have not Liberians yet, but I have two friends who are Nigerians and they've got like factories here already. Like they do like wet wipes, the wipes that we use, they put factory on here and they're doing something in Guyana as well. So if you can come here as a Nigerian and you can open a factory here in Grenada, and now you've now expanded to Guyana, another Caribbean, island or country, what's to say that others can come in and do the same?
I mean, it's quite interesting. I know, Linford, with Liberia and Barbados, no visa.
Yeah.
No visa connection, and half of the people of Barbados from the White Plains or the area, the African American, I mean, the settlements, yeah, most of them have Barbados lineage. I think there's a Cruiserville. Cruiserville is specifically people from Barbados. So why Liberians are not taking advantage of this situation? How? Anyway, and I'm going straight to your question. We'll go to another.
That's a long discussion. That one.
Sorry, say that again.
That would be another long discussion we can have.
Yeah. Just tell me about your business for the 4 editions now. We have the forum going on. How better has it been for your business regard to these consultancy traveling around? How do you look at it? How do you look at it from your end? How's it going for you?
It's been very, very beneficial. Out of that, I've been now going to be involved with the flight and the investment forum that's going to be happening in Abuja. I'm going to sign an agreement with them to work with them to make sure we get a delegation from here. We've already been in talks with the Prime Minister as well, and they were welcome. I mean, I've spoken to quite a few people. You cannot get a direct flight from here to Nigeria. Everybody wants to go to Nigeria to see what it's like. And that's going to happen in March. So I'm part of that. And there are other things I'm not going to discuss here. I've met a few business people and things like that. So, yeah, it's been very, very fruitful and worthwhile.
I think Paul, you got any question from Madam Marsha?
Paul, got 4 minutes for the madam to stay with us. So go ahead with your question, Paul.
I hope my internet will permit me. Madam Marshall, as a Liberian with a Liberian passport, do I require visa to go to Grenada?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Not for Barbados, and I'm not sure for other Caribbean islands, but I know definitely for Grenada, yes, you do. And that's another thing. If we start to engage Grenada, engage other Caribbean countries or islands, that can be waived. I mean, I think Sierra Leone, I don't think they need a visa to get here. For this conference, there was a whole list on the website of countries that would not require a visa to come to Grenada. And of course, Liberia is not on the list. So I think if our government can engage the Caribbean leaders, because why not? That's what the bridge is about. We want to bridge that gap. And the issue really is the visas, coming in or going to Liberia, I need a visa. So, yeah.
All right. Guys, I think the madam has in a few minutes before.
I think for me, because the thing is clear cut, there's no need to do the right. I mean, she has said everything, and we understand the importance of this forum. So all we can hope for is that the forum will continue to go on, and more people will join, and a lot of African countries, instead of waiting for these investors from some hidden place to come, now the opportunity is theirs, is right at their doorposts. So I think they can take advantage of that. And she struck some few points. The government of Liberia who need the leadership in Grenada and maybe St. Kitts and Nevis and all these small islands. You see, they're people like us. People of our color. So I don't think it's going to take anything long to do some of these things and open that gap so that some of those people want to come to Africa. They want to see.
They do. I get that act all the time. Once they know you're from Africa, the interest is always there. They stop you on the street and you're there for a while having this conversation. They would love to come to Africa, but just like the opportunity to be able to get there, that's a stumbling block. You have to travel all over to other countries, and then you have to get transit visas as well. If you have to, so that's another issue. But I'm sure that's all in the pipeline to be worked on because we want to make things easier for traveling. Yeah.
But Madam Marsha, is there anything that you think was very important that probably would interest and you want to let the viewers know, or
Yes, but I would like to come back because, of course, there are more of these investment forums, especially the one in Barbados that's happening. And the one in Barbados is actually being sponsored by Ghanaians. So that would be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. So I would like to come and talk about that and probably bring in the CEO of that to come on your show and talk about it. These are the things that interest me. I'm not too bothered about politics. Of course, politics is always there. But I like to talk about business. I like to talk about the private sector. The private sector is the ones that have to keep the economy going. And those are the kind of things I like to talk about. So yes, but thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate that. And I look forward to speaking to you soon again.
It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Madam Lena Thomas Marshall, half Liberian, and coincidentally, she appeared on the Liberian show, but this time speaking as a Grenadian. If you're wondering what is Grenada, it's one of the islands in the Caribbean. So you have a lot of smaller islands when they took the slaves from Africa those days, because if you look at the map of Africa, it's all surrounded by water from north, south, east to west. So the ships could not go inland, deep inside, way in the middle of Africa. The slave buyers could not go there. So they went around areas where they could dock easily and buy these slaves and carry them. And then when they took them to the Caribbean, they took them to places where was accessible by water. This is why they put them on the islands. And some of those people could just be your own people that we don't know. And look at this lady, mother from Liberia. I mean, mother from Liberia. Can you imagine?
She's from Maryland as well.
From Maryland,
yeah.
So,
wow.
So if you go to Barbados and or you go to some other countries, you might just find one crewman sitting down there. It may not be the technical guy, but they will tell you some story, and then you say, "Oh, but I think you come from somewhere." So I think it was a good discussions with Madam Marshall, and she promised that she will come back here again. In fact, we're going to encourage her. I think this is how much the Bottom Line Liberia can do as our contribution to whatever endeavor they are doing to bridge the gap, as she calls it. So I don't know, Paul and Chima, I don't know how you guys, what was your takeaway from that?
I'll give Paul some chance to speak because he's been struggling with internet connection.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for conducting the interview. I think it was great. This is the time that Liberia should make use of Madam Marshall to explore the Caribbean. And we always sit back and just because the country Liberia only look one direction, it doesn't look other places. And opportunities are all over the place. And she's there. I mean, one of the key organizers, could you imagine, or Liberian? So if we can take opportunity like that, I think we should go for it. The Ghanaians and Nigerians are going for it. But you have that direct link, we're missing out because we're only focusing on one place. And that one place, we're not getting results from it. So I think it's a time that we take opportunity. The country Liberia, something just not right. But Jamal, I know we'll go before you talk after your conclusion on this. There's something to have on board relating to Liberia and the Caribbean. Probably it could intertwine with the situation here. So I'll let you guys talk, then we can dive into that.
Okay. Right. Okay. Linford, listen, what I'm thinking about, when she was speaking, Madam Marshall was speaking about why she's been a Liberian, half Caribbean. And she's been very involved in Liberian activity. I think Paul knows as well in the UK. Before I got relocated to the UK, I think she served as one of the Secretary General before of the Liberian Association here in the UK. And apart from that, there was CMC Musa Ability visit to Manchester. She was there and she donated something to the people to give it to a foundation, like a solar light. This lady is a humanitarian. Apart from that, Paul, gentlemen, my problem with Liberia is that we need to take advantage. Probably Liberians are not moving around a lot because of financial capacity, moving around to move to places like Grenada, Caribbean to invest into businesses. But we have Liberians that are well better off. They can start small like SME and entrepreneurs in the diaspora. Instead of going back home, we can move to the area. Another thing, gentlemen, is skill transfer. We got too many educated Liberians out there. You can go to teach at Grenada University in the Caribbean. You can prove like sitting down. Okay, let's take examples. Linford sitting there. Linford, you are well trained in marine operations, marine administration. I'm just giving an example. Those are skills Liberians. A lot of Liberians are educated out there. We need that the places like she just mentioned that in October there will be um, a forum in Barbados where Liberians don't have to have visa to go to. In Barbados, or if you're Liberian with Liberian national passport, you don't have visa, you don't need a visa to go to Barbados. And they're opening that doors. These guys are not opening that door to China, to the Europe, to America. They say, Africans, come and build, let's build this place. And we had opportunity. Now we're running, we want other people to come and rob us. We're giving our chance to the Chinese, the European, the Americans to come and give up business. And we can take business elsewhere. The skills as well. We have a skill set, education. We can transfer. You don't need, if you don't have the money, you move to look, we got a lot of trained doctors, IT specialists, and many disciplines can move to the Caribbean, also impart knowledge, gentlemen. So I don't think why we sit there and I've just got frustrated when you called me last.
Jima, look at our history as Liberians. There is something wrong with us. I don't know.
Jima, they talk something about the palm oil.
Yeah, she's been talking about palm oil. She's been trying to get to like those major producers in Liberia. If they're producing, they know palm oil is in categories. They are edible one. They are the one that they don't use for consumption. Some are used for other production.
Yeah, they use it for soup making.
Yeah, other things. So she's been looking around. I've been helping her to get to Liberia and get some major producer if they can get supplied by the Caribbean. We've been talking about that later anyway. So it's palm oil is not gone.
Like what I'm trying to say, like when you just talk about Liberians, we do not move. I mean, look at pre-war Liberia, man. People used to graduate from high school. That was enough. Once a guy gets some kind of little job to do somewhere, he wants more of it, that's enough. And we used to sit and do Nigerians come. When I was in high school, in 10th grade, there was a Nigerian guy who was in college in Nigeria, who graduated from university in Nigeria. But he went travel to America, he can't make it. The guy is called Benaba Nwokochi. Benaba King who also in 10th grade. And imagine when by the time they bring the calculus from America, anyway. So one day I asked him, I said, Benaba, he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I graduated from university, but I want to go to America and I can only get a visa from here. Can you imagine? So Liberia, we sit down there, we don't move. If we go to America or somebody literally come and put on the plane, go to America, we not even make effort. I'm not people playing TV. So you see, we've been wasting this time all along. Why Nigerians and Ghanaians were coming all over the place? Most of the Ghanaian teachers you saw teaching us in Liberia, not that they want to come and teach, but they want to get someone talking about. Okay? I had a Sudanese guy who was teaching us Mr. Numa. From here, by then, go to Mr. Numa dying in America, in Minnesota, because he wanted to use Liberia as a springboard to get to America. So, but we've been so, now here is opportunity on our doorstep. Who, I call it place. Barbados. Barbados is one of the former slave places, but it's better than Liberia 100 times. Okay, in terms of infrastructure, education, all these things. They say you come free, you need visa, but some of them selling their hostage to try to go to America. They not deny them 100 times. Stay, they trying. So Paul, like what Jima was saying, Liberians who don't take advantage of opportunities. Okay. The only thing that got Liberians out that warrior or else, my man, you could stand and count Liberians around the whole world without even 50. But that's just because of the war drove people away.
Absolutely.
And even for them away, they stay not doing anything. Yeah, come in, man.
Yeah. And that's the truth, because we don't take advantage of situation. And we get the mindset that we just bury our head in the sand. We don't look for our head to see what is around the surrounding. And this
we
is
are
the
very
time
complicit.
Look,
Small thing has any powers.
the prime minister or the president from Barbados went to Liberia recent time. That is an open invitation. Y'all come. We need y'all. Let's have this thing going. And this is where we Liberia, we're missing the point. Look, Linford, I came across a lady who did the little podcast. I mean, but something she said that it really made a lot of sense. Yesterday when we were on a program, we were talking, you did mention about the United Africa that it couldn't work. But do you know the country called Liberia? There is a United Africa in Liberia. I never thought of it until I listened to this woman making sense that the free slaves, they came from all parts of Africa. That Liberia is United Africa. If you look at it, says that's why our people now selling Liberia as that beacon of hope for Africa. We're not doing it. And Ghanaians are taking advantage. They use
I think you're making sense. You're making sense. You know what? Sometimes we say, oh, Liberia are special kind of people. You see, we are mixed people. So our idea different. You see?
That's the point.
Can you imagine?
Remember where all the slaves came from. They didn't come from one place. They came from all over Africa. And they collected those people. They said, we're sending them back. They dumped everybody in Liberia. So Liberia is that United Africa that we don't see. And we just don't. So that's what made all unique kind of people, because you find weird people, you find good people, you find a diverse of. I mean, in the 70s, when I was a little baby, I remember, because I grew up in the 80s, so I saw. But if you get on a bus, you have that discipline that we all have, that the respect for people. All, I mean, the diverse culture that we have. And guess what? A 5-year-old girl can call police on you, they will jail you in Liberia those days. But then now, so something that we're missing in Liberia, we're not selling. So I just wanted to talk, and I'll play this one thing. I said when she was seeing it, it made a lot of sense about what's going on here. I just didn't get it. Let me play this. You listen to it. You're really laughing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have something to say about Liberia. Recently, I think we need to unboss the bossing stuff that is in Liberia. I don't know why I'm having this connection or connectivity towards Liberia this time. I think something wants to happen. Although I'm getting news from Syria alone, but let's talk about Liberia. Ladies and gentlemen, recently, I see African people having problem with the Black American. I said, African people from the west, north, south of Africa, they are having problem with the Black American. Why Black American are insulting Africans, saying we are shit, we are hungry people, we don't have life, they are not part of us, they don't want to be like us, they are not from us. It's true. Apology to all Black Americans. You are not from us. We don't know you. We don't know zombies. We don't know you. All Black American, we don't know you. So for all African people who are looking for the African American, who are making mistake to call Black American African American, no, it's different. Those people, they are brown America. They are Black America. They can be black, they can be anything of their choice, because across Asia we have Black Asian, you know, and we cannot call them Africa. The only people who is African American, they are the Liberians. Yes, our home Black American, they are in Liberia. So please don't mix them up. You cannot call African American all those zombies who smoke, who carry gun everywhere they go. We don't need Black American in our midst. They don't like us, we don't like them. So for your information, if you are looking for African America, they are in Liberia. And I want to ask, when will Caribbean visit Liberia? Because in the history of Liberia, we know that the people that were returned back to Liberia were the people who were forcefully taken out of Africa. Am I coming? Can I go there? I said the people who were forcefully taken from Africa by slave trade, they were returned back to Liberia. That means Liberia is the home of Africa, because I believe Liberia is a combination of all Africa. Because I know there are going to be lots of people that are back to Liberia, like Sierra Leone, that were forcefully taken, like the Gambia, like Namibia, like all of them. They just return them back to Liberia. I think we can find something to go Liberia. And why did they call Liberia Mama Liberia? Guys, tell me something. Tell me, I don't like the way Liberia is too quiet with everything Liberia have. Liberia have history that is unique. But people cannot understand. I don't know this moment, I don't know why I'm having Liberia in my head. I don't know why I'm having Liberia in my head. So, Caribbean, when are you going to come home? All of you going to Ghana, going to Nigeria, go and look for us. Go to Liberia. All your ancestors that were returned back from America, from different places, they are in Liberia. They are in Liberia. So, all over African people, if you are looking for Black American, don't go America. Go to Liberia. And I know something good will happen very soon in Liberia. Because I don't know, I'm too much. I don't know what is going on in Liberia. I don't know, but we are going to find out. So, all Liberian people, wherever you are, be proud of yourself, because even we are proud of you. You have our history. All the history of slave trade and everything that happened, we are going to visit Liberia. And I pray one day Liberia will have a good government who will bring the beauty of that story out. Because this is where everybody have to go as a tourist to go and see and hear and learn. How these people come back, how many of them, how were they treated, how did they look like, how, we need to know. Everybody, let's go to Morovia. We are going to Liberia. I'm going to Liberia. I will Liberia.
It's interesting though. You are muted, Paul.
Yeah, sorry, Lynn, from my mouse of playing. The thing is, she made a lot of sense. And when I came across the asked about what she said, Liberia have everybody. And we're supposed to be that gateway where Ghana have stolen from us. We should be the one. And in the end, she said, when will we get good leaders to promote this thing outside? And what happened recently, Donald Trump also helped Liberia. But our people not picking it up. This is the situation.
You see, I will tell you something, Paul. Liberia will be great, but it's not me and you, Tan. We're not going to see it. That's why we're struggling. We're fighting to put, it's like you buy your land, right? And then you're fighting to brush a place, you got to dig a foundation, lay the first block. That hard time. Then when your children come, when our house finish now, the children born, all they know, they in a hall, they come from school, they even know what you pass through. So that will happen when we are gone, after we have struggled. Liberia should have advantage, upper hand with America, but our leaders from the past did not push. How long to sit in the White House, look at the president and the president of America and say, no, listen, you took your people from here, the people you took from Africa, you brought them here. You took them from here, you carried them and put them in my country. You need to care for us. You need to put on special budget, on special, make your presence felt. But every time I think the only Liberian president that went to America that pushed small that do. And how much again? They gave $50 million. Do was the only single Liberian president that received the highest amount of money, $50 million US on the strike. But the other people, they go, they get them 10,000, a plenty, then they come home. Next time when they finish, when they get broke, they go back in. They get a small thing, they come home. Because they're not pushing the case.
Yeah.
If how long?
Yeah.
No,
And then they dictate to you.
I was in history in 2005, and this old man and his son had come to do my sister garden and cut down some of the trees. But I look at the puppy, my man, the puppy, one old man from way boom when he was making fun, American male, black male. The guy look, you see the guy, we are country man. So I asked him, excuse me, so which African country are you from? He said, no, the English from him all, the American English from him all, he can kill you. No, man, I said, what? So you got to tell that somebody got them looking from Africa going there doing all kind of way. He said, no, because I'm pure American. I almost asked him, why are you looking so? I said, man, that farmer. Yeah, his son get out of truck, they cutting down trees and why they live by. So when we're talking, then the puppy asked me, Where you from? I say, I'm from Liberia. Hold on. You from Liberia? Probably got interested because yeah, I heard something about Liberia with the slave trade. We talk. Probably ask me one interesting question. He said, you know, I've always thought from a small boy time to go to Africa, but we don't know where to go. I didn't know where to go. Now I'm old. Even I want my children to go or my children's children to go, but we don't know where to go. He said, but you think if all American, black American like me here, if I go to Africa, you think the people will like me? They will not kill me. They will not sell me back. So the people living on a fear still. The black Americans because of the background. So because they're not sure if they come to Africa, whether we'll welcome them.
Yeah.
So that's why Liberia tourism is important. Go meet people in the street. Somebody I want to do, meet them in the street. From the time they did when they money, Oprah Winfrey DNA and he says she from Bonkati. How many Liberian government have ever gone to see her to talk to her to bring some investment in Liberia? They won't get it owner. She might wait for money when she getting old, she wait for money or she died the money going in. We're not moving.
But Linford, Liberia government can pay or American woman $32 million to lobby
for them.
Parliament. Think on it. That $32 million to promote a president agenda in Washington. Put that $32 million in advertisement of tourism in America. Explain the importance of blacks that left from here, went to Africa to settle the home of the black. That what the girls in the black Americans are right in Liberia. That is promotion. But you spend $32 million to make your government look good, like what Ellen did to lobby. Put that $32 million into advertisement, tourism, black Americans. You need to come home. You need to see your brothers and sisters that left and found a new country called Liberia, the land of the free. What is that? Why we can't do it? This is the situation.
And the Ghanaians now are taking advantage. So, in short, like what Jima was saying, Liberians who don't move.
We have the opportunity, we're not taking it.
Yeah, we are so complacent, or we got a mediocre mind, small mind, that you're hungry and you're supposed to eat one whole plate of rice, but the minute take one spoon of rice, put in your hand, you eat it, you say, okay, at least I get something to eat. You can't go for whole plate. See, also, we've been like this for years immemorial, except because we are mixed people, and some of the things have effect on people, because all kinds of people, they brought into that country. The good one, the bad, the ugly, the fine, they brought all the order, the waste all there. So we get a big problem, but still, we are blessed country, Liberia is a blessed country that we fought war, that we are still surviving, and even our government and the corrupt, they eat all the money free, but the ordinary people still surviving. Can you imagine? No. Padoli, welcome to the show. And we had this lady who is half Liberian, her mother from Liberia, then her father from Grenada.
Can you hear Padoli?
Yeah, I think Padoli should know this woman well.
I know her very well. She's my dear sister.
And she was just with us, and so she left, and we are just discussing.
In the middle of the.
Yeah, twist your camera.
You need to come in the middle a little bit, Padoli.
Okay, one more again, small move.
So I'm there now.
Yeah, somehow. So we just doing after the interview, we just doing some analysis where this opportunity for Liberia. Look at imagine. I saw several video clips on YouTube about Barbados.
Linford, do you want me to play that video again? Do you want to play that video again?
Yeah, sure.
The video from Barbados.
I think Yvette Silva knows it.
We can play that all at once. Come on. Yeah, Padoli, while we're getting a video, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, to be honest. I was just very much unfortunate to come late because I was really eager to participate in the discussion with this woman because I know her very well. She worked with me here before, when we have Northwest Liberian organizations, and she used to work with me when I was vice president. So she's a very submitted woman and focusing person. She's very personative, all this kind of things. She got a lot of potentials in her. She's a social worker as well. So basically, I really wanted to be part of a conversation today, and so I could hear some of the plans she have for our country. Like Linford just said, her mother is a Liberian, father was a Jamaican. So, and she really loved her mother country, which is Liberia. She's always identifying with the Liberian community.
Yeah, the woman grew up in Liberia. She went to convent.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, she really always, when we doing anything, the only thing that at times she talked to me about was, she said, brother, I can sometimes feel discouraged the way our Liberian people can look at things. Because when you say that you are doing a community service, do not be expecting a financial benefit from that. You only look at the goal that you turn to email to achieve. But financial benefits should not be your worry. So sometimes our people then, they can feel very much related if they feel that they are not getting any financial benefit. So that thing can be discussed. Even at times, we gave her some. She was secretary general for us. She one day came and that's a letter to us. She said, "Well, I think I'm tired." She left. That's a woman. And the way she see things that how she do it. That's why I like her for. So she's a very strong woman.
But Padori, something we're talking here, just before you came. There are opportunities for Liberia and Liberians, but we do not make use. And for those of you who are probably older, a little bit older than us, who have seen some of these things from normal days, Liberians used to sit down. By the time they graduate from high school, those that were lucky to go to school, some of them graduate from high school, some of them drop out. But even in fact, if the male father working somewhere that beating there, he won't go anywhere again. If father working, father get car, that one enough. He won't push again. So like, got to be satisfied. And this one, my father worked at the bank, so I had to carry my friend to chase my team bank those days. That's a big thing for me. So and we all in that thing. Then you feel that you are up there. But why other countries were pushing? Other countries were pushing. We have always been this lazy kind of people. We lazy physically, then we are lazy mentally. We just relaxed kind of people. So I don't know, and we are missing opportunities. Yeah, Barbados open that door. You need visa, even if they are walking distance. Just start walking, you go in free. But still, some people not making effort.
Yeah, you see, as you said, I think you have to say because.
Linford, can I play this video and then we can get Jamal
Yeah, I think you can play. You can play
some of the figures that is the woman raised.
Yeah, play again. We can look at some of the things he said.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2025.
And we are proud to host Active 2025. We are proud to host. We open our minds and our hearts to the partnership, to the dialogue, and to the conversation about economic prosperity and ultimately the dignity of African people everywhere.
Grenada provides the calm and serene environment required to concentrate our minds on the important issues that confront us today as a people.
Duty is what has brought us here to this city of St. George's. A duty dictated by our rejection of the state of world affairs.
Today we continue to live, or to give life to the vision of a global Africa.
To give vision to the global Africa, Liberia was not represented. My brother, Jamal, can you tell all the amount of people, the money those people raised, the signing of? Talk to us. What are we missing out here?
One deal, $290 million deal was signed on a day. And they have 100 million facility for national roads in Bahamas. 61.25 million for Hilton project in Barbados, where you Liberians have the opportunity to go free, visa free. Look, gentlemen, we don't need to carry money to Barbados. We can export skills.
Carry your labor. If you can get skill, carry your muscle.
We're thinking that like we Liberians are running home. They don't give us job. We want job. Look what the woman said. Nigerians are taking advantage. Already in Grenada, they set up a company. Ghanaians are setting a company everywhere. We said now they say, oh, the government's corrupt. They can't find job for we the people in the diaspora. If you look at the trade, what the video just played, it said African Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. They open the door for African. They are smart. They want you to go home. They want you home. And the woman just explained to all how easy it is to register a business. Now, if you don't have a business, you don't have money, you can become a classroom teacher, a professor at university. Or we can transfer skill. That's what they do. That's what the Indians are doing. They come around the world, bringing the IT skills around the world. And we sit down there with graduates who don't have a job. The government does not give us a job. I mean, I'm talking to the Liberia diaspora that want to go home. And if you don't have opportunity, Barbados and other Caribbean countries are open to us. They say, come home, visa free. Oh my goodness. And the pay is...
And you know the good thing about it is not that you from where Bongonima coming to Europe here, where you're meeting different people, different color, different culture. But you go to Barbados, you go to St. Kitts and Nevis, you go to Suriname, you go anywhere in the island that black people like you. In fact, you will feel more at home than coming to Europe, where nobody knows you, where when you're walking, everybody giving you way to Pabaden. See, no, let me tell you, there are few things that can have impact on people's mind. You come from country like Liberia, where everybody can rub shoulder. You can hold your friend hand, you're walking. But then you come to Europe, where everybody gave you distance, especially you black men. When they see you coming, they give way. Just like something wrong with you, just like a crazy man or you murderer. All the things that work on your mind. But Barbados is saying, no, you're black people, you'll come. You go, you meet some people over there, the cutting that they king you sit at your talk. No, I had this friend somewhere in Norway, one Nigerian guy. The guy got on some kind of ship. The guy said they ended up in Brazil. When they put it down, man, I mean in Jamaica, when they put it down, man, the guy said, all you could see, all the men, he said, wait, I can't get hard to it. I know I can be. So he got the man, the guy, and he said, that's the only way you ought to get place to live. And then they start interviewing him where he came from. When he said, he's from Nigeria. Oh, man, the man picking up good friend. And he said, he was seeking place to go. He said, he want to come back in. Okay? So you go to those countries, they are quite different than America, where to ask for your CV. You want to go to one construction site in Barbados or somewhere in St. George's, while people building. So he said, no, listen, they look at your muscle. He said, I can work. What you can do? Oh, I can, do anything. I can lay black. Right away, you get job. They will not tell you to go bring your CV from Liberia. Yeah, Paul, I think you want to say something.
Yeah, well, I want to, because we have Padole and Jamal on the show. This thing with our country, Liberia, I just want to put this little few minute clip. Something about Liberia that is unique, and we're not making use of Liberia. So I just want Padoli and Kima's view on this. Guys, bear with me a little bit. Let me get this thing going.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have something to say about Liberia. Recently, I think we need to unboss the bossing stuff that is in Liberia. I don't know why I'm having this connection or connectivity towards Liberia this time. I think something wants to happen. Although I'm getting news from Sierra Leone, but let's talk about Liberia. Ladies and gentlemen, recently, I see African people having problem with the Black American. I said, African people from the west, north, south of Africa, they are having problem with the Black American. Why Black American are insulting Africans, saying we are shit, we are hungry people, we don't have life, they are not part of us, they don't want to be like us, they are not from us. It's true. Apology to all Black Americans. You are not from us. We don't know you. We don't know zombies. We don't know you. All Black American, we don't know you. So for all African people who are looking for the African American, who are making mistake to call Black American African American, no, it's different. Those people, they are brown America. They are Black America. They can be black, they can be anything of their choice, because across Asia we have Black Asian, you know, and we cannot call them Africa. The only people who is African American, they are the Liberians. Yes, our home Black American, they are in Liberia. So please don't mix them up. You cannot call African American all those zombies who smoke, who carry gun everywhere they go. We don't need Black American in our midst. They don't like us, we don't like them. So for your information, if you are looking for African American, they are in Liberia. And I want to ask, when we Caribbean visit Liberia, because in the history of Liberia, we know that the people that were returned back to Liberia were the people who were forcefully taken out of Africa. Am I coming? Can I go there? I said the people who were forcefully taken from Africa by slave trade, they were returned back to Liberia. That means Liberia is the home of Africa, because I believe Liberia is a combination of all Africa. Because I know there are going to be lots of people that are back to Liberia, like Sierra Leone, that were forcefully taken, like the Gambia, like Namibia, like all of them. They just return them back to Liberia. I think we can find something called Liberia. And why did they call Liberia Mama Liberia? Guys, tell me something. Tell me, I don't like the way Liberia is too quiet with everything Liberia have. Liberia have history that is unique. But people cannot understand. I don't know this moment, I don't know why I'm having Liberia in my head. I don't know why I'm having Liberia in my head. So, Caribbean, when are you going to come home? All of you going to Ghana, going to Nigeria, go and look for us. Go to Liberia. All your ancestors that were returned back from America, from different places, they are in Liberia. They are in Liberia. So, all over African people, if you are looking for Black American, don't go America. Go to Liberia. And I know something good will happen very soon in Liberia. Because I don't know, I'm too much. I don't know what is going on in Liberia. I don't know, but we are going to find out. So, all Liberian people, wherever you are, be proud of yourself, because even we are proud of you. You have our history. All the history of slave trade and everything that happened, we are going to visit Liberia. And I pray one day Liberia will have a good government who will bring the beauty of that story out. Because this is where everybody have to go as a tourist, to go and see and hear and learn how these people come back, how many of them, how were they treated, how did they look like, how, you know. We need to know. Everybody, let's go to Morovia.
Where they get from?
This girl from, I think
she's not from Sierra Leone. She doesn't have the accent.
She's not from Sierra Leone. She sounds like East East
No,
African or
she
somewhere.
said
No, she's from the island.
she's from the island. She's from the Caribbean island,
Yeah,
Grenada.
what she said that we want to go to visit Liberia.
Guys,
All right.
Right.
let me, Mr. Dollar, I'll give you the last. Let me. It became. I got a goosebump right now. You know what she said. We are missing a lot. You know, we are missing a lot, and she telling us our history, and this is something we all know. And we, like Paul, you said yesterday on the platform, we need to we need to bring back re-entry of civics back to our school and tell us about when we talk about the motto and stuff like that. Identity. Whether we like it or not, we got some identity with the
Yes.
ex-slaves that came to Liberia. We have some relationship with them. And the indigenous were there. The generation were there. That history, that story need to be real. Like, you know, you need to be relighting that history.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, listen. You know, I was watching a video, a kind of video YouTube serial, something like that. They talk about the most hospitable country in Africa. Liberia came first. We are very hospitable. Liberians are very unique in terms of attitude. We receive people, we honest. We are not crooked. If you see Liberian man duping you, he's desperate. He's, you know, a guy. I work with some guys. They were telling me they want to go to Liberia. They are afraid of armed robbery. I told them armed robbery in Liberia. I say if you armed rob anybody in Liberia, if you turn up for ransom, the family will say, "Vinny kill him to give me your brother, I'll bury him." So you will not get the money out of them. He burst into laughter. So I'm just saying something like, if you look Liberia, it's a unique, like my sister said. What we need to do, gentlemen, here is like she said, more, she can say more. She can. I mean, I don't know what to say about what she said, but what I want to add to it is like she's kind of reminding us of who we are as Liberian, and we are missing a lot. We are not telling people our story. African Americans, those who know themselves, they know that they got home. And Mr. Dollar will quote me right. You know what we missing up in Liberia? I had an opportunity to sit with the late, I respect him a lot, the late information minister. What was his name again? The bastard man here.
Emmanuel Bua.
Emmanuel J. Bua. He said, look, Jamal, I see here. He said there were two group of people. They got American Liberia and they got the Congo people. The Congo people were the people that the slave that took from Congo, they brought them to Liberia. They were living across the water. They are different from the African American, like, you know, the American Liberian. These are two separate groups. People who know Liberian history will tell you there's a difference there, but we don't know. But what I want to say, Liberian history is very unique. It's related to almost people that were taken from all part of Africa. When the free slave came, they brought them to Liberia and Sierra Leone. So their home, the original home, is Liberia. So we need to open that up, and we need to let the people know this needs to be taught in schools, gentlemen. Our history cannot go without those slaves. I don't care what you do. Like, we are indigenous history. We also have the free slave history. So the sister is telling us the government need to open up. Look what happened here. About we talk about Barbados in 1865. 346 family members came from Barbados. 346 families to go and settle in Liberia. 1865. And out of that family came the two presidents, Arthur Bagley and Edwin Bagley. They were not born in Liberia. They became president in Liberia. They came from Barbados, and they bought a place called Crusoeville. I mean, I'm just repeating history. This is why we don't have visa to Barbados. Half of the Grenadian people from the island, they are part of our lives. The lady was talking about White Plain, other places, the settlement area. So look, I know history too much. I'm a young man. I don't know much about Liberian history, but we don't know much about history. We need to know more of who we are as Liberians, the difference between indigenous, the important role they play. You need to be taught back in school and take those Tom, Dick, and Harris history from our schools and bring in our own history. I mean, I give credit to people like Joseph Guano who try to make some other Liberian history writers. We need more history into our school to talk about who we are as Liberians. What the woman said to is, it gave me goosebumps, and I think, I don't know, I want to stop there. I get chance to go. I don't know what to say, but this is what I can say about our people. We need to know more of who we are as Liberians, and we need to generation to generation know who they are and know their culture. A heritage is very important to them.
Right. Can I add to what Jimmy just said?
Yeah.
To buttress what he just said, what brought the name of Jimmy Carroll? Immunovia. Jimmy Carroll name came about. That entire communities was the Jamaican communities way back. The Afro Caribbean peoples do is even a fellow who was a notorious that the law enforcement then when used to hunting everywhere at times.
Jimmy Ringo.
We used to call him Jimmy Ringo. Jimmy Ringo from where?
It was Jamaican.
For
Okay.
Afro Caribbean, yeah. So Liberia being a country where they accept every walk of people. You know what brought our problem? I always say this, and sometimes many people don't look at it to be the realities. The reality is immediately when we the traditional people took over from the Congo regime, we begin to introduce something we call tribalistic in our midst in order to perpetuate ourselves into power. That caused big problem for us until he even led up into a nasty civil war. That to even be a trial, it was a crime to be punishable by death. So obviously we need to retract. In the last independent days program we have in Manchester, I did mention it when I was giving a platform to say one or two words to the Liberian people. I said it. I said we should recognize our history. It's something that we just come from in quite recently that make all of us to be enemy to one another. We should try to put that thing aside and unify our communities and work together as a family. We should see one another as a Liberian, not as tribe. We should forget about dishonesties with one another. So basically, the ball is in our court. So obviously, and I bet you, I will always say this, and I will continue to say it. The people that will be able to unify Liberia and work Liberia to be a better place is the Liberian in a diaspora. But if we come to the diaspora, we don't learn to take our expertise, our experience back home to modify the system because the Civil War, he traumatized all the Liberians, whether old and young and whatever. The Civil War really, really traumatized us. It caused serious damage. The people that were de-traumatize our citizens is our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. So we have to think wisely. Every single Liberian in the diaspora is a breadwinner, whether you like it or not. So your people then look up to you when you tell them something, they follow it. So if you are not saying the right thing, the people will not do the right thing. So let all of us serve as an ambassador to unify
Well,
our country. That's all I can say.
our time is fast spent, and but you know, when we watch this video, there's a lot of messages in that little clip that we can take home. And one of the things that lady said is good governance. She hope and looks forward to the day Liberia will have good leadership to bring back that country to its glories. And they say the religious people, they say the voice of man that the voice of God indirectly. Where that girl coming from? Somewhere in the island. And probably she's been researching on Liberia. And she can say this thing. How did she know that our country have been marred by bad governance that was set us behind? And yesterday when we had these discussions about national identity, one common patrimony, something that can make us one. and we're talking about one language.
Yeah.
I still have small reservations. Not that I don't like it, but I still have one. My tribe, which is Pele, they say we are the largest. So by the time you make one Pele man president, or you make Pele in the national language, the Pele man will all want to be president. Pele, I know that's a Liberian thing. We are the superior now than us. Simple example. When Joe became president, all the 100 from Grand Nigeria, they all came. They want
But
be.
do you know? Excuse me, I'm not cutting you off. Do you know Tobo was a Pele man?
Tobo
was a Pele man. You speak Pele better than you.
Mr. Dollar, what does that mean? Tobo was never a Pele man.
Yeah, but Pele could speak, and Tobo could speak.
It doesn't matter. Leave me on the water.
And he's born and grew up
yeah,
in
but
the
speak
Pele
country.
Mr. Dollar, living under the water does not turn you into a fish.
Yeah, you get me
you see that? You see that kind of that kind of mindset in your heart.
No, you see,
Tobo see himself as a Pele man. He spoke Pele.
Yeah, so was he a Pele man? See himself as a Pele man. We live here. We live in white man country. So are we white people? No.
Let's go ahead.
What I was saying is that, the actual problem we have is our mindset. No, amen. Once you change your mind, you train your mind. And I'll give you one small story about myself. When I came from Liberia, me and my friend were in Sweden. When we first entered Europe, we were in Sweden. I remember I bought ice cream. I was eating the ice cream. I peeled it. I had it there in my hand. I was afraid to drive it there because when I look on the street, I don't see there. And then I swear, Paul, trust me, later I tell you, don't laugh at me. Because when you're garbage can all in the street in Liberia, so I didn't even know what the garbage can look like. So I thought they get thrown and dump it there somewhere. So I looking for that place to go through that. I was passing all the garbage can in front of the store and thing. I was passing all the garbage can, those small garbage can. I don't know what they say. Can you imagine? But then something in my head says that don't throw it there. I'm holding that ice cream people in my hair for long. That I wrap it so that nobody will see me walking with it. See it? So we who can just eat corn, we throw it there on Broad Street. You eat the sugar cane, you walking, you peeling it, you throwing it there now. You get me here in Europe now, holding ice cream people in my hand, looking for a place of throwing. So your mind can be shaped to suit the occasion. My little son, he 6 years old now. He was 5 years old 1 year ago. We were going to some kind of Liberian program. They began my son in the car, my man, on the highway driving. People tell me. I said, my man, get them because so you got people in the car. I said, get them. A lot of people say no. I said, why? I say, when I saw the people in the bush. I said, what? He said, no. I begin pan grandma. I want people to say no. You're not so. So you have to obey. So I can't confuse him because this is what they have taught them in the kindergarten. So if I do otherwise, he'll be confused. So I said, okay, my man, I sign up for the next 45 minutes. We'll reach one gas station. The people catching me like help. By the time I start the car, I start running. I even getting chance to get them. See, so you can shape the mind of people, and we need to fix our mind. This is where the problem lies because what we think on is what we do. So we can have a peaceful country, and we can do the best for ourselves. But again, it depends largely on the government. Why? Because the government is the sole decision maker. The government decides for us. The government is the largest employer of us in a country like Liberia. So when that lady said she look forward to the day where Liberia will have a good leadership to bring Liberia back to that stage. She must have been researching on Liberia. Trust me. And Paul was good at a broader claim. It's very educated. A little short, but it's very informative. I learned a lot of things from it. Okay? That Liberia is a conglomeration of all of Africa. That's why I think this is one of the reasons why we behave the way we behave. Yeah. Because all kind of people, all kind of people you brought there. And the Congolese, if you look at the Congolese, they short and take it. Yeah. Look at Liberia, some people in Liberia, look short and take it. Look, I will muscle, like them. Because history tells us that the last ship with the people from Congo were coming and they intercepted and they brought them back. That's how we get a war. Congo, they say Congo. It actually should be Congo. And the people from America, they were different. The settlers, the people that they brought, They change around then, but they settle up. But then say everything was connected to that shape, the shape bringing the people, they just the Congo people, then everybody accept it. But it should be Congo, a Congolese. No, if you know some Congolese, yeah, look at some Liberian, look at some Congolese, they know the same. And do you know that I had a Congolese friend, I have one Congolese Jew, let me use that word Jew. That told me say they can use, they can eat kasawali. I said, but we can eat kasawali too. Okay? So some of them brought the cultures. So Liberia is a mixture of people. But again, this is a country we have.
Yeah.
Even
So
unfortunately, we do make use of it.
Yeah, listen to me.
and the little she summarized it well. And Jamal said something too, that the people from Barbados, there were 300 of them that went back to
Yeah,
Liberia.
365
So
families.
those 300, imagine they Greek South African, Angolians, Sudanese, that the whole then the other group. So Liberia is that place that have everybody that come from all over Africa just settled in there. Then the last group, the Congolese, are mates. So and then the intermarriages. So if people do DNA, you find out that it's just a cross. That's why if you go to South Africa, somebody say, but you look like South African. You go to this part of it, but you look like Liberian, look to everyone on the continent.
Yeah.
You see, so that's why she said, Mama Liberia is just there. That's the mother of Africa, is just sitting there, Liberia, and we're not making use. So, Padole, this is where the government now need to start selling the tourism that people can go back and meet their brothers and sisters. Talk to us, Padole.
Yeah, Mr. Chulable, you see, like what the brother just said, Lanford said that the man is a king of a human body, your mind. When the mind is dead, the entire body does not work effectively. So one of the problems that causing our mind to be like that, from Tobo administration, Tobo is one of the best president Liberia ever produced. We're trying to put Liberia on a real international map. But after the death of him, the indigenous took over. We reverse every aspect, every good aspect of our country. We turn it to travelistic. We start doing beyond travel sentiment and make things to look so awkward as we are today. You see, you and I, well, the time we were going to school in my village, in a rural area, I think Lanford should know this village I'm talking about. Fokole, you know Fokole?
Yeah, I haven't been there, but I know where it is.
But you know, it's a famous town in Bonkande, Fokole. I'm from Belemu. But when we were growing up, there was no school in Belemu. We used to walk from Belemu to Fokole to go to school because they had a peace school in Fokole with teaching. Brother, everything you see in the kindergarten school here, you could find it there. Morning, breakfast, we used to have it there. We used to have a lunch.
That thing made my father to go to school, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
The school careful. They careful.
So, be careful. We used to eat it down there, boko wheels and things there. We used to eat good, nutritious food before we go back to our village. You understand what I'm saying? All these things then were existing effectively. Every village, you see place that focus and things there. Gamu, Belemu, all the way to Jowa, coming to Palala, all these places have a decent cleaning. Once snake bite you, immediately you go to the clinic, they're there to treat you free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. Snake juked you, you go there, you take your treatment free of charge. Woman pregnant, you go to the hospital, you go to this clinic, they deliver them free of charge. You used to have patients. But once we take over, We start traveling the administration of our country. That brought us to this. So we need to revamp our mindset to know that Liberia is first, and Liberia should be the best, and we should all look after one another. We treat one another with respect and dignity. That's the only way Liberia will be. You know, Liberia is a country. There's no bigger city in that country that I have never been to. In entire country, Liberia. I've been to every country in Liberia when I was working in the government. So our country is an easy place to develop. It's an easy place because we don't. Somebody was saying it today. He said we're going to be satisfied, and that make our life more easier to treat one another. Many people are greedy, it will be difficult to coordinate. But many of our Liberians are not greedy.
Liberian people, we're very easy to get started. In fact,
we're very easy to be satisfied, and that is one of the best way in a society. The only thing that we are lacking of, Lanford, the only thing that we are lacking of, good administrative system.
Yeah,
and we need to have a good administrative system.
But it all boils down again. Jima and Paul coming to close up. It all boils down again to the point that I made, that we're going to be satisfied with small things. Because imagine you elect somebody, the mayor there, you're not doing the right thing, doing bad things. But you're just finish electing the mayor, let the mayor just be there. It says they're not long. They'll be suffering. They'll just suffer.
No, that's a stupid man. That's not.
Yeah, but that's it. That's what we are. We're going to be satisfied with anything. Anything you put our way, will be satisfied. If I'm supposed to come to your house, you and myself, we're supposed to have breakfast or dinner, and then I can't, instead of you putting me on the table, put plate in front of me, you take the red cross and set it in front of me. I say, yeah, but I don't work for nothing. I leave Padron, give me the cross, I'll either go home. That kind of people we are. And so with this kind of mindset, you know, we miss out on a lot of things. And now the world has become a global village. Look at who knew. I mean, a lot of us grew up in Liberia. I knew Crusoeville. There was this old man, Mr. Dingler. I mean, you can tell a typical Barbadian name, Mr. Dingler. That man he had horses all around Montreal, but our landlord was his friend. That man used to come to us, probably drunk. We used to buy a drink. When probably Dingler get drunk, he would keen to go back, he would sleep also. Now 2 days, when he gets sober before he go home. And you, there's a crucial way. Because nothing was in your mind, it's a crucial way. So I learned about a crucial way. But then I didn't know the connection with Liberia and Barbados. So you see, we are so satisfied. We want to go out, our man working, our pa working. We can eat, we come with your pan, but don't finish cooking, you eat, you go for when. So Liberia, we are kind of special kind of people. But I think we need to put our thinking cap, and this is the only way we'll get a good leadership. Because without forcing it, we let the mayor there, that drink goes out, we say, let's sit there and watch it until they say they're finished. We tell with Joshua, we do know what again. The next person that comes say, well, yeah, but let them do it. See? But guys, I think our time is fast spent. We've gone 2 hours and 1 minute over. So I don't know, for me and Don, Liberian people, the opportunity is there now. Barbados, that country is 100% better than Liberia in terms of economy and infrastructure and everything. You go there, you think, even though there are black people living there, but you get white people there too. And then you think that you are in different continent. In fact, it's on different continent. It's South America, or North America, or the island group. So they are very well developed. The people say you need visa to go there. You're always selling your horses to go to America. Do not do that. Go to Barbados. In fact, at point, but I think it's strongly about get to go visit.
No, don't worry. The next program is coming up is in October. Okay. If you had a chance, the conference is coming on in October. The UMA is inviting us.
I'll check our website.
So we will be letting you know. We'll bring her back again to talk about the business convention. There are many things you can look at Barbados. We tell Liberian people we quit to get satisfied. We got our other people from the Caribbean, so they're part of Liberia. Let's get on the street here. Let's say record street. Before the coming of the free slave from the transatlantic free trade, slave trade, before coming back to Liberia, let's get it straight. There were 16 ethnic groups staying in Liberia. They're still existing. We have that. They were there. No, we don't want to make the record straight here. There were Liberian, indigenous Liberian there before the coming
Yeah,
of
people
our
were,
brothers.
people were
Yeah,
there.
right. That's why we were saying we were talking about yesterday how to change your motto to so you can involve the indigenous, because the indigenous play important role with the settlers. We all know the history. My
Yeah,
point
they
here,
were the school fathers.
yeah, my point here is like we need to know our indigenous history together with the free slave, our brothers that came across from the Atlantic slave trade that got to us. The connection, the builder. The lady talk about, she was talking about those that came from those people that joined Liberian, the indigenous. They are from all nations. They are free slaves from all countries. They are part of Liberia. How do you incorporate that into Liberia? How you open up line? I'll make one story. I think it's Singapore. But there was a story I heard from one of the. I think when Tony Blair spoke about Singapore, how Singapore got better. What the president did, he opened the line, the country to English-speaking professionals to come to the country. He changed the language. He made English the official language. Then you open up for business entrepreneur to come to the country. Open up, like Paul always say, the enabling environment. We created that. Naples coming. Look at Singapore today, one of the fastest growing economy in Europe. I mean, doing for you been all around in that part of the world. You know better than that. In Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, you travel lengthily in those areas.
I have been there once, and
Yeah.
when you only fly, you fly, and they tell you if you chewing chicle, you don't chew chicle in that place, and you don't spit
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah.
They
So
catch you.
it
Instant
took it.
punishment.
Yeah, this what we are saying here is like Liberia has a vast opportunities. We don't need to say that we can't go. We're looking for a job in Liberia and there are jobs everywhere. Liberia, stay. I want to repeat this. Liberia in the diaspora, we all those who are skilled, those who got professions. You can transfer skills to other places in the Caribbean. You can go outside and be an expert. You don't need to go to Liberia to go if you don't have an opportunity to stay there. Those who here doing these factory jobs, do end me job, do white collar jobs, like these cleaning job, and you're all qualified. The lady just want to show today telling about their opportunities in the Caribbean. And they you don't have to struggle. They're English speaking countries. They're not even speaking other languages. They speak English. So with your degrees, you can teach. If you can go, you can teach at a university. You can teach skills. You can set up. You can carry $5,000 US. You can set up a business, and you will set up. Nigerians are going to set up factories. If you said Nigerians are fast, I like them. They are very innovative. They take opportunity. Ghanaian Nigerians are setting up business in those Caribbean. When you were the one that gave the first opportunity to go to and go open up your business, you sitting there thinking, well, what am I going? I got to go to LIB. I want to get to that beach and get my club beer in my hand and just call the Jew around. That all we do in life? This is not what life is. We're not going anywhere. Lily said there was a conference. This just 27 to 28, 29 conference in Grenada. No Liberian went there. And when she was on it for 2 months, 3 months, telling Liberians there's opportunity for us to go. So there's another one coming up in October. It's a free visa if you're Liberian with Liberian national passport, Liberian passport, free visa to Barbados. They got a program going on, that business going on. You can go. You don't even be part of the business. You can go sightseeing and see what that opportunity is. You never know what could happen. So, gentlemen, Liberia is a very beautiful country and nice people, very, very hospitable people. We got good hearts, and the lady just talk about it. I mean, she just make my case tonight. Honestly, thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming. And I want to say a thank you to Lena for coming also. Because she said she want to come back soon with something with another guest that talk about other opportunities in the Caribbean. I just want to say thank you for joining us tonight, wherever you are. Have a blessed evening. Thank you for my end.
All right. Thank you very much for allowing us to be here tonight. I will give my party comment. You see, there's an easy way to run a country, provided if the man is set properly. You see, even a country right here to South Africa, not the South African cities, set the country they call Botswana. If you drop cigarette nut on the floor, the penalties for you is 3 more imprisonment. Botswana. Namibia is the same thing. So if we can introduce this kind of discipline system in our country, I think our country will be clean and people will be encouraging to come there. We have the largest sea coal in the entire West Africa, Liberia, from Kema to Kipama. or is a sea coast. We have decent places there that we can utilize it. But the mine is something that very weak. Anyway, have a good night, gentlemen. I hope to see you guys the next week Tuesday.
Yeah, Paul.
Right. Linford, Dolly, and Jamal. I just want to summarize 3 different kind of people. You get the white people, you get the Africans, then you get Liberians.
That job was
until we start thinking Liberia. Yeah, Liberia will be okay. So, guys, it was a good show tonight. So, that's for summarize Liberia. We are unique people, but all we get bad leaders. That's why Liberia not going nowhere until we find the leaders that will say, look, Liberia should be heading this way. I think that country will flourish. That's what we lack of. We get bad leaders. Until then, we shall meet again on Tuesday. Guys.
Jima, you want to play that Jamaican music you are playing?
Oh, yeah. I'll play that Jamaican. It's a special tribute to people in the Caribbean. This is called Christopher Martin Guarantee. We'll take you home and want to wish you a pleasant weekend. Gentlemen, thank you very much. This is Christopher Martin. Good night.
Oh, oh na na, oh na na, oh na na, oh na na, oh na 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 na. Oh, oh na na, oh na na, oh na na. My girl bougie, but she's so nice. Love how she no fussy, she's just living her life. She tell me that she wants to go to country tonight. She wants to see where I'm from, she wants to go for a ride. Next day we go a El Sha, go link screechy. We had a food and then we sit down and I easy till she hear the music and fling her shoulder to how she go and who that thinks that she a raver. Oh, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Oh, and when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. From me get to baby, me erase all of the number 10. You raise the bar so I right now me can't see none of them. No. With you my future bright so now me can't look back again. Some of them are 5 and 6 but girl you a 10 out of 10. You're real I'ma love it, yeah, you not pretend. You are set the trend, baby you are a gem. The love for me I said I hope that you can comprehend. In a deal with only fans because me I your only man. Let's go to Ochi, oh what a vibe. Tons River Falls would be somewhere you would like. Then we go to Senti, Treasure Beach, Chota Pelican Bar, you know the boat have you reach. Then we go to Negril, then to Mobay, yeah. Go to Portland for a couple days. Kingston City, life for the party. It's a Wednesday, so ready ready. When you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Fill up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Boy, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed. Fill up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Girl on your flex, so me really like you. You stay so right true. There's no one like you. You're all that I need. You're all that and more. I know you can see.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on